Welcome! Hopefully you remember why you opted in to this group, and that is to learn how to naturally increase our GLP-1. Just so you know who's talking to you today, I am Caitlin Vanderscaff, and I have helped women specifically in this space for over 9 years. I am Hormone Sync certified. I'm right now undergoing women's functional health certification coaching. And all this started years ago when I had aging clients and they told me things like, it's not working like it used to. I swear, I'm counting my calories, I'm moving more, I'm doing all the things, and it's not working. And so because of that, years ago, I started digging into hormones and how our bodies really do work differently than men. So the way that men can lose weight doesn't necessarily work for us. And so I have just loved sharing this information to women and helping them really learn how to work with their body and not against it. Specifically, lately, as we've all seen, we've all heard about GLP-1s. And unfortunately, it seems like it's just being marketed and sold to you as if like your body is broken and this is the only way to fix it. And I am here to tell you that there's good news. Your body actually does make a GLP-1 hormone. We just need to learn how to get back to the basics, get back to nature, and actually increase that GLP-1 naturally. And honestly, I don't have judgment for people who are on it. If you are and it's working for you, great. But I think we can all agree that unless you want to stay on it forever, we have to start learning how to really increase our metabolism and for it to be sustainable in the long term, right? So I'm excited to share more and I'm excited that you're here. So as I said, our body actually produces a hormone called GLP-1. Okay, it's not just a peptide that you inject yourself with. Your body comes up with it. And how it works is effectively when we eat foods, especially certain foods, our gut senses those foods, those molecules, and releases a GLP hormone, which signals to our brain that we're full. Okay, that's physically how it works. And we found that, especially over time, that GLP hormone isn't as strong. Let's go on the two major reasons why that's happening. First, processed foods. All of our favorites, right? As we can imagine, over the last 50, 100 years, processed foods, most of our nutrition is far more processed foods than it used to be. Little did we know that scientists behind the chips, the M&Ms, the candy, even pasta sauce, all the things have chemically changed those foods so that they do not trigger the GLP-1. They have been scientifically created to not trigger our GLP-1. Why would they do that? Because they want us to eat more of it. And I will be the first one to say that was me too. Before I started on my journey, I could eat an entire huge dinner and then sit down on the couch and eat and never feel full. Like party-sized bag of M&Ms, chips, like I just kept going back because I never felt full. This is because it was created that way. Especially if you look at your ingredients labels of even pasta sauce, ketchup, salad dressings, things that you think are healthy, many of them have high fructose corn syrup for one. And that, again, it takes away, it diminishes our GLP-1 hormone. So the more of those foods that we eat, even the hidden ones, the less our GLP-1 will be triggered. In addition to aging, unfortunately, it's just part of aging, like our stomach acid, our digestive enzymes, sex hormones, testosterone, progesterone, estrogen. Along with it, GLP-1 is also another one that as we age, it isn't as much, it isn't as abundant. So those are the two main things I really want you to keep in mind as to why our GLP-1 isn't as strong as it once was. And another reason why women specifically feel like they don't have enough GLP-1 and they don't feel full, especially when they're trying to eat healthy, is because when they try to eat healthy, I've seen time and time again, they're actually eating too little. It's amazing how much food we can actually eat when it's whole foods. Just to give you an idea, we could eat up to 130 grams of protein, 5 to 7 cups, measured cups of vegetables, a couple cups of fruit, healthy fats at every meal, whole grains as well. And when I have women come and show me their food logs and actually start eating the whole foods that God created, right? and they try to eat all of the things that I tell them they can eat in a day, they are shocked. And they often ask me, do I have to eat all this? I'm full. Which shows me that their bodies are not broken. When you feed them good things from the earth, it's so much that you feel full, okay? It's not broken. We just need to get back to eating enough of healthy foods. It's so interesting. When we eat processed foods, we eat too much, but when we try to eat healthy, we don't eat enough of those good for us foods. And it's amazing because people doubt it. They think it seems counterintuitive, right? But the whole route of just eating less to lose weight is a route to slow down our metabolism long term, to have nutrition deficiencies of minerals and vitamins and all these things that our body really needs to function well and feel our best, to have energy, to have the digestion running and all the things. Our bodies just function so much better. And again, that GLP-1 sure gets triggered when we eat enough. So that is always my first challenge to women, like really try to actually eat enough of those whole foods, and I bet you'll feel full. And again, I have zero judgment for those who decide and are on GLP-1s, but I've also had the experience of trying to help them afterwards, and the food fear is real, and they struggle so much. Also with those that are on them, they struggle so much to actually eat enough because those peptides, those hormones, that GLP-1 shot is taking away their hunger. So imagine not having the effect of these GLP-1s and struggling to eat enough. Take into the fact, if you're trying to do it without any hunger, it's incredibly hard. It's incredibly hard to actually eat enough to get your body all the vitamins and minerals that it needs for healthy bones, for muscle, for all the things that we really want to have the energy and feel good in the long term. Okay, so for all my ladies that are like, okay, I've already been eating enough, Caitlin, what else can I do? There is more. So again, if you're eating enough whole foods, you will feel plenty full. But there's other things that we can do to really help manage our blood sugar, blunt our cortisol, help with insulin spikes and things like that. One big tip is to never eat carbs by itself. And when I say carbs, that's the macro carbs. That includes fruit. So you don't want to just eat fruit by itself either. You want to pair everything together. I like to think of not only do we want balance throughout the day, we want balance at every meal. So we want to always pair proteins and fibers and fats. Yes, fat does not make you fat. Our hormones literally are made from healthy fats. So you need fats. And the more we can pair those three together at every meal, the more full we'll feel, the more balanced our blood sugar will be, and everything will be. Another big tip is to front load our calories. The biggest meal of the day should be breakfast. This helps in so many ways. First off, we have a natural cortisol spike when we wake up. And that big breakfast triggers to your body that it's safe. And when it's full, it helps the GLP-1 hormone all day. It's amazing. If you don't have a lot for breakfast, you'll find yourself so hungry and you almost can't make it stop, right? It's an unsatiable hunger when we don't start our day well. So start your day with a really big breakfast, okay? Again, balanced breakfast. Another big tip is the order that you eat your food can help too. So in a meal, if you're having proteins and fibers and carbs, eat the proteins, the vegetables first. Save the carbs for last. It helps because as it goes through the digestion tract, if you already have proteins and fibers coming in and you eat carbs at the end, it won't blunt that blood sugar as fast because it's going slower through the digestive system, and it's more balanced because it has other foods in there as well. Another big one is to take your time. So many of us are eating while we're working, eating while we're watching, while we're on our phones, while we're standing up. If our brains and eyes and mouth are all focused on eating and relaxed in eating, it will help our whole body experience the same thing. And when our whole body is experiencing the same thing, our stomach acids are better, our digestive enzymes are better, and our GLP-1 is better. You'll have a bigger spike in that GLP-1 if your brain and your eyes and your mouth are all experiencing and focusing on relaxing and eating. Okay, I keep changing the angles because I know as people go through these message chats, they get confused as to which videos they've seen and not seen. So that's for you, not just for fun. All right, so the question comes in. All right, well, if all I'm doing is focusing on eating more, like, do calories even matter? How do I still lose weight when I'm eating a lot? That's a good question. Okay, so if we're talking about vegetables, they're really calorie free. So you go crazy, you eat 5 to 6 cups, no problem. Fats, whole grains, even fruit, if you're eating whole foods and appropriate amounts, you'll be fine. You'll be fine for calories. The big elephant in the room is protein, especially now that protein is getting all this, publicity and all the things about you need to eat more, you need to eat more. Protein is a big one that it varies widely. You can have fat-filled protein sources like nut butters and stuff. You can have carb-filled protein sources like a lot of protein bars out there. You can have protein without fiber, a lot of shakes out there. You can have, another big one is protein bars. Those, a lot of them are filled with sugars, additives that make you crave more things, aren't increasing your GLP-1, are high in calories, all the things. So proteins are one of those where a lot of things can be called protein, but they behave very differently in the body, right? Based on what they're actually made of and how many calories they have. So for the most part, we want lean and clean whole food sources. Turkey, eggs, and not 2 eggs. That's only like 12 grams of protein. You need lots of eggs. You need egg whites, whole eggs. You need turkey, you need chicken, you need beef. We need all these protein sources, even from plant-based like quinoa. There's lots of places. But to be honest, when we're really looking at trying to hit like 130 grams of protein, that's about 30 to 40 grams of protein at every meal. And protein is the most expensive, the most time intensive to prep, and the least enjoyable, to be honest. And half of this is enjoyable and sustainability. So that leaves a lot of us to try to fill those gaps in daily with things like bars, shakes, etc. But as I mentioned, a lot of the off-the-shelf protein products don't have fiber, aren't mostly protein, actually don't increase your GLP-1. That's why a lot of people will drink a protein shake and be hungry 30 minutes later because it didn't actually boost your GLP-1, right? So then you just go end up eating more. A lot of them also have a lot of fake sugars, which make you crave more junk, right? A lot of them do not have L-leucine, which is a particular amino acid, a particular protein that is specifically needed for aging women for their brain to tell their body what to do with the protein. So for a lot of reasons, a lot of off-the-shelf protein products are really not that helpful. In summary, yes, your gut actually produces GLP-1 hormone that triggers to your brain that it's full. Unfortunately, because of many factors, like our age, like stress, processed foods, and the fact that we're just not eating enough, especially when we're trying to eat clean, eat healthy, we're not eating enough of those healthy foods to actually boost our GLP-1 like it should be. And then what do? We overeat processed food, which backtracks us, right? Because of all this, that's just where things stand. But the good news is that it so quickly can turn the other way. Literally, I've seen people within days, weeks, actually start to feel incredibly full and lose weight by eating enough healthy foods. And again, focusing on those lean and clean proteins, having balanced meals when you sit down. Just relaxing to actually eat so your brain can tell your body that you're eating, so your GLP-1 boosts. All those things matter. The order that, I mentioned matters. All those things matter. But again, I am now going to introduce you to some easy buttons. And I never want you to feel like all I'm trying to do is wheel and deal you. I pray that all of this up to this point has been incredibly eye-opening and helpful for you, regardless of whether you buy anything from us. But I have been in this industry for 9 years. I have looked at countless ingredients, labels, things like that. And it was only last year that I actually joined Shackley. And it was because of their ingredients labels, because of their clinical studies, and because of those things that I saw. I came here coming in with skeptical eyes and had to be proven. And I cannot say enough good things about it. And it just hurts me. It genuinely hurts me to see women trying to eat healthy and trying to increase their protein and trying to do it in a manageable way. Because honestly, I don't even eat 130 grams of whole foods proteins. I wouldn't enjoy it. I don't have time for that prep. I don't want to do it. So I'm just like you. I try to find those easy buttons. And when I found these and I know that they work, I just have to share about them. Right, you are now in my pantry where I'm going to show you my easy buttons. So the one that's the most popular by people, the first one that I tried that I literally within 30 days felt a difference, saw a difference in my body. And mind you, this was coming off of like Shakeology, which is even more expensive and touted to be even better. I felt better on this, and it was cheaper, is Life Shake. Now again, this actually has fiber in it, so you feel full afterwards. I also will just tout some of the things that, again, Shaklee's been around for 70 years. And so they have done decades of clinical proof. And so it's unlike anything I've ever seen or experienced before. I know it sounds hypey, but it's just the truth. So it has been proven to be non-inflammatory. It has been proven to boost your GLP-1 levels, so you actually feel full. It helps your metabolic health. It helps your gut microbiome. It has fiber in here. It has prebiotic fibers in here. It has digestive enzymes, which I said, all those things are things that as we age, we struggle with. We struggle to have enough digestive enzymes. Our gut health struggles. Again, the GLP-1 hormone comes from your gut. So whatever you can do to help your gut is a good thing. All included in here. Also included in here is an omega-3, which if you're not eating fish all the time, you need more omega-3s. That's for your brain health. What else? It has, vitamins and minerals, which, as I mentioned, super important. And then the other big thing that, again, I challenge you. If you find it, I want you to send me a picture. You will not find another shake out there that actually supplements L-leucine. And remember, I talked about it just a little bit, but if you actually find, I want you to look in that ingredient label to find in the ingredients listed L-leucine. It's not a magical, crazy, sketchy ingredient. It's a type of protein. And again, in meats and stuff, it already has L-leucine, so you don't have to worry about it. But with shakes, bars, and stuff, not necessarily in there. And L-leucine is that thing that, again, I have a clinical study if you want to see it, that proves that aging women specifically, we need it because otherwise our brain doesn't do a very good job of telling our body what to do with it. AKA, we want it to help us burn fat and build muscle. This does that. Okay, and super quick, here are two other ones that are very similar. Our bars, again, very rare, has leucine in them, has fiber in them, has anti-inflammatory, non-fake sugars, all the things. You actually feel full after them. Build, it's another protein product that I use all the time. Again, has leucine in it, which is pivotal. I use all these. Okay, the other thing that's really popular that, again, GLP-1 comes from your gut. So you need to work on your gut health, especially, again, as we age, that typically suffers too. So this is a super popular one. It is Good Gut and Go, and it includes a prebiotic and a probiotic and a fiber for incredibly affordable to have all three of those things in one. It's even kid friendly. Okay, the last thing I'm going to share about is our sparkling protein. It is arguably our newest product and the most impressive when it comes to GLP-1. So in this can is 40 grams of protein, and it's non-inflammatory, and it boosts your GLP-1 for 2 to 3 plus hours. The stats are incredible about how people literally drank this and felt full for multiple hours. It feels like a meal with, guess how many calories are in here? 160 calories. Okay? Now, if you would compare that to like chicken or something like that, like if you ate 40 grams of chicken, that would be over 300 calories, right? So it's tools like this where you're getting the nutrients, you're getting all the benefits, but on very few calories. That, again, it also makes it easy. It's enjoyable. Like, having these tools is exactly what's been super helpful for me. Now, I will be honest with you and say there are copycats out there, but I will also be honest with you that they don't have 40 grams of protein. Usually it's a lot less. Also, they don't have the proof of boosting your GLP-1. They also include fake sugars that disrupt your gut health, that make you crave more sugar, and all the things, right? So like you get what you pay for. And honestly, I always compare, I don't drink these every day. It's more of like an on-the-go thing. So compared to like Subway, gas stations, etc., it's cheaper, it fills me up, and it actually helps me hit my goals and feel better versus, gut rot. So again, zero pressure, but I just always want to be super honest, not just give you all the education of what you should do, but the inside scoop of how I realistically have found long-term success myself and hundreds of my clients. And really, again, making it manageable, enjoyable, sustainable, and actually seeing and feeling a difference. It just helps with decision fatigue and, again, enjoyable. So either way, I hope you have found this helpful. Of course, I always love feedback, hearing back from your ambassadors. Thank you for coming. I hope this is helpful for you.